Hi, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. He's Mike Brenner. I'm Peter Loshek. This is the MLB Odds Couples over Friday, September 23rd. Mike Brenner, you had a nice day across all sports and football yesterday for sure. Let's throw the record up. I had that Philly game was a 3.5 unit swing for me, Mike Brenner.
I know, and it looked so good for a minute. I was like, Pistol Pete, you nailed
They blew it
this.
twice. They blew it in regulation, and then in extra innings they were up to 8-6 again, and then they wound up
can't happen,
unreal.
Right? They give up a 3-run walk-off.
And the swings, you know what I mean? A 3.5 unit swing, but that's all right. I'm still okay with all my picks from yesterday, except for the Tampa Bay over, which, but again, it's one of those picks where I like, when I look back on it, I'm okay that I made it, but obviously there was something wrong.
I got to throw something in there, different sport, but Pistol Pete nailed that under. He nailed that under in that Patriots game last night.
In the video, though, the Alan Wordy one, I actually gave the over, so officially on my record, keeping with us,
we're not going to talk about that
the over. Yeah, that was, but all right. So let's see.
He's not here to defend himself.
Let's see. The card for today is interesting. The first one, let's start off with, I think I'm going to fade the Cubs here. I think I'm going to fade the Cubs. You got Leaky and Arrieta. Arrieta has been not bad, but he's definitely been coming back down to earth.
He lost his control on his fastball, and that's a real big issue.
And Leaky is okay, not necessarily awesome, but then you have this huge line. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do.
You're going to fade him. This is a big balls play today because this team wants to beat the Cardinals so damn bad they can't stand it. Pistol Pete, I love you, bro. I got to pull you off that ledge. I'm not letting you do it.
Okay, all right. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll take St. Louis on the +1 line. It'll be plus money.
You know what? Bam. That makes sense.
It'll be plus money. If it loses, it's okay. If it wins, it'll be okay. And I'm going to take. I was going to take them on the first 5 innings run line as well, but
can I just throw this out there?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
What's happening right now is they really feel like they're in this zone. And again, I did some reading last night, and Joe Madden's like, we're not resting. We're not resting.
Right.
We're not going to stop. And that right there just tells me this team has a huge advantage at home. And there's something magical happening there. Now the pressure's on this team, Pete. They got to win it. They got to win this thing. So I'm staying the hell away from. But Arrieta, I can't back him right now because he worries me.
Yeah.
So that's a 10-foot pole. I think you ought to grab a hold of the other side of that 10-foot pole and let's just leave it alone.
I'm going to take St. Louis though with the +1 line. I'll take the pinnacle opener on that one. It'll be plus money, and
you know, I don't want to hear no crying later.
No, absolutely not. I've thought about this. I mean, if the Cubs win by 1, it pushes. So I'm going to go with that one. St. Louis +1. Next game is interesting.
Before we get into the next game, you know what? And Dennis, our producer, brought this up. It's funny how these guys, you get these haters, the new balls and this and that. All of a sudden they get quiet when your breakdown, your analysis comes to total fruition and you win a game, which a lot of luck's involved.
Sure.
But it's amazing how they become like, just quiet.
Yes, absolutely. Well, they have the right to be quiet whenever they want to be and pipe up when they.
Up for them.
No. All right,
I'm kidding. I love you guys. We just want you to cash with us.
That's right. All right. So the next game is that's interesting. Mr. Auto Fade Shelby Miller is starting again, but I'm not sure I can touch this one because on the other side you have Baltimore with Gallardo going with that lineup as a massive favorite. Now Baltimore scored 12 runs total in the last 6 games. Gallardo, has been giving up home runs. He's getting strikeouts, but he's giving up home runs. And you got a -180 line attached to it. I don't know if I can take Baltimore. If I can't fade Miller in any way on this one. What do you think?
Yesterday you looked at a game and you said, fires with Houston. He can get it. Right. Look at you were so dead on, bro. Wow, Pete, I don't know. I can't talk you off that one. You got a feeling.
There's no way that I can. And then I was thinking about taking Arizona on the second half, but I can't really trust them either at -110. So and then it's just. I think I'm going to have to pass on this one, even though anytime Shelby Miller starts, I'm looking for a way to fade him.
I know you are. No, it's a tomato can. I think he took it personal.
There is one play that I'm definitely going to give here, though, and that's going to be Boston on the second half. Now, Pomerantz is struggling for sure.
Big time.
Archer is pitching well, but I don't see him going deep. And
is this in Boston?
It's in Tampa Bay, and obviously Boston is playing very well. They're absolutely rolling. Tampa Bay is decent, and the line's a little bit high.
I like that outlook, though. Second half.
Yeah, -140, but I'm willing to take it. Boston on the second half line, it could lose, but I think overall it's an okay
right
play.
Now. Betts is hitting, Bogarts is hitting. I mean, this is Jackie Bradley Jr. is hitting, Ortiz is hitting. This is a dangerous team, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, and then I'll give a couple other plays because I know you got your one big ball or your one play of the day, which is going to come.
It might be a big balls play of the
day. We'll see. Atlanta continues to roll. I had a winner with them.
Called them yesterday.
Although I lost on the second half on that one, which was a tough one to eat. But now it's a tricky one because we have Atlanta. We have a Whistler and Cashner has been getting hit, but at home he's been pitching well. His last 2 home starts are very good. 5 or 6 innings is what he does, and I could see him doing the same thing here. He could get hit, of course.
I see that
but
too.
I could see him doing the same thing here. And Whistler also, a guy who has been on the DL, has been down in the minors, and very inconsistent. At times gets hit and gets hit hard. At times is decent. So you have two very, very unknown entities here.
No need to throw this out there, and I like this angle.
Go ahead.
Okay, Mattingly has said that he wants to see what's down yonder, what's in the farm club, and the rest of the season, which isn't a whole lot of games, 11 games or whatever. They're going to be inserting a lot of farm club guys. So you're going to got some hungry guys in Miami that say, I want a chance. Ooh.
Yeah, that's a tough one. So the way I was leaning is Atlanta on the second half, but it's minus 140, which is a little bit steep. So I'm going to think.
I'm not hearing that confidence in your voice this morning, Pistol.
Yeah, on that one, it's a tricky one. The line is just a little bit high, and like you said, Atlanta, you don't quite know what you're going to get. I mean, they're good, but they're the kind of team that I want to be betting when I'm getting dog lines, not necessarily as a favorite there. So I'm not
do your thing, baby. Right. Do your thing.
Next thing is I'm definitely going to take this one. All right, it's an interesting game. White Sox at Cleveland. We got Trevor Bauer going, who's definitely been really struggling recently, right?
Yes,
he hit 3 batters in his last start. He's been giving up runs. Guy has 3 batters. He has talent, but he's very up and down. And when he's in a groove, you can tell. And when he's not in a groove, you can also tell. And right now, I think he's not in a groove. The White Sox are sort of like the Orioles light. They're a team that makes me nervous to fade, but to bet on. But they're a big dog here, right?
Yeah, they are.
And Gonzalez on the other side has come back from the DL and been definitely serviceable. Cleveland's bats up. They can be good, but I'm not fully sold them. So I think I'm leaning 2 ways. Wait
a minute, you said you definitely have a pick in this one.
Yeah, I'm leaning the White Sox first 5 innings, and I'm leaning Cleveland on the team total under.
Mixing it up.
Yeah, team total under is 4.5 minus 101, and the first 5 innings should be a big line here at about plus 150 or so. I'll take both of them.
Take both? I like that. Pull that trigger, Pistol. Hey, speaking of Bauer, the way you broke that down, yesterday you broke down a very similar one with Vogelsong. The first inning he got roped though, right? And I thought about exactly what you said. He settled down a little bit, but still, you're nailing it. You got this good feeling on these pitchers.
I cashed on the first 5 innings down, but I lost the team total over, which was the one that I thought was a better bet.
But, so you kind of had a wash yesterday, right?
Yeah, I had overall was a loser. It was going to be a small winner, except for I had
the Mets, who saw that? Come on, that's a fluke.
I had the Phillies one penciled in as a win, and then I had to pencil it in as Bush on the run line, lost in the second half.
Let's forget about yesterday.
All right, and then one other game that I'm definitely going to touch here is Seattle at Minnesota. Now, Seattle is desperately trying to hold on to their playoff chances, and Minnesota, of course,
they're going to throw everything out there.
Yeah, and Minnesota definitely struggling. They are not hitting, and they got swept by Detroit. And Paxton, this is a...
Maurer's having issues. He sat both of those games in that. Oh, by the way, did you hear what I said in that Periscope yesterday? I said Detroit's probably going to get a sweep today.
Yeah,
I feel it.
Yeah, and that was good. Very, very nice call.
But what I'm getting at, though, is I'm telling you, Pete, I like the fact that you got teams right now that are looking at a different angle. There's some edges here, man. Yeah. You better be careful on that one.
Yeah, for sure. The one I was leaning towards was just the Minnesota team total under, which is 4 minus 118, which is cutting it a little close. That was what I was leaning towards. Okay. I think I might pass on it, but it's just, because I think it's a slight edge, but not a huge one. I'm still feeling my way out on that one. And that's about it. I got a bunch of other borderlines. Mike Brenner, what is your big play of the day for us here?
My big play of the day, Pistol Pete, and it's just a solid power pick. I feel like the momentum is there. I need you to talk to me about Toronto on a full game money line.
Oh, Toronto. That line, I didn't see. There was no overnight line on that one.
Okay, well, then we're going to have to give
Pinnacle opener.
And if I'm correct, who's towing the rubber? Liriano?
I did for Toronto. I didn't even look at because there was no overnight line, so I don't have the info in front of me.
Well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go with Toronto, and we're going to use the full game money line. And was it Heritage or Pinnacle?
For the first half?
No, for a full game.
Full game money line, Pinnacle.
Okay, we're going to go Pinnacle opener, Pistol Pete, and that is my big play of the day.
Okay, you have any reason for it, or do you want to? Okay,
of course.
Let's hear your analysis.
Well, the bats are just totally alive. I mean, and they have an opportunity, and they got to keep the pedal on the metal, and they're not resting. Tulowitzki, they got to crank it up. I love it. I just think it's a really good spot.
All right, sounds good. Toronto on the full game money line. Mike Brenner, why don't you give a quick plug, and let me just decide if I want to give anything extra
guys,
on top of my...
Quick plug. We had a great night last night. Let's keep it up, and guys, along the way, check out the bonus page. There's some books that are still putting out those good bonuses, okay? And again, it's a win-win. You just sign up through SBR. We keep doing what we're doing. You're getting the best value. You're beating your book before you even place the first bet. And guess what? You're playing with guys that are rated high with SBR. That means they pay. So it's a win-win for everybody involved except Pistol Pete. He's got like 18 pieces of paper there, and he's a little confused right now. But with that being said, forget about it. You got to do yourself a favor. Take advantage of that bonus page, okay? Smarten up and just, discipline yourself.
Hey guys, Friday on Sportsbet, a Moose in New York. The Patriots win again, shut out the Texans. Hoodie gets the team to 3-0. Clemson with a nice win on the road. Big game breakdown, week 3 in the NFL. Bengals against the Broncos. Vikings on the road to take on the Panthers. A huge matchup. Steelers on the road to take on the Eagles. Bears, Cowboys, and also the Brownies and the Dolphins. Sportsbet, check it out Friday on SBRpicks.com.
What do you think, Pistol?
Yeah, I'm thinking about there's two unders that
See,
I'm liking.
I knew this was
I'm liking the
happening.
White Sox Cleveland under and the Seattle Minnesota under. Both of them are 9. It's just that the problem is with Cleveland, the under's going to have to survive with Bauer going, and with Seattle Minnesota. Minnesota obviously is a big overtrending park, and that's going to have to survive with Gibson going. So that's why I was leaning towards the team total.
Okay.
Let me just look at some of these.
Mind.
Let me look at some of these second half totals. I could give White
Pete.
Sox Cleveland second half under. That's an interesting one there. I will give that one. White Sox Cleveland second half under 3.5 minus 130. And I could also give the Seattle Minnesota under, but I think I will.
I like that. I mean, and I'm not a totals guy, Pete.
Yeah, let me just think for a second. All right, but the problem is Minnesota's pen. I haven't looked into that. Coming off the doubleheader, I don't know what's up with them.
And
All right,
Mauer's again banged up. He's not going to be playing, so they lose a stiff bat there. So.
All right, I will give the White Sox Cleveland second half under, and the Minnesota one, I will. Let me see. God, do you think those bats are going to come alive? I mean, the Minnesota 4 is just a low team.
I know,
total,
but Pete, you know what? That's your deal. That's your
that
gig.
is my deal. It's too tight. It's too tight. All right,
I'll
just go with that.
You drive yourself nuts sometimes. I swear to God.
Right.
But the epitome of live, breathe, drink, eat, and sleep
That's
sports.
right. Also, the other thing, let's just talk about it before we wrap it up. Jamison Taillon is starting again against Washington with Gonzalez going. Yeah, you like the Nats in that one.
Yeah,
that was
I do,
a pick
but
that you
I'm
almost
not.
took.
It was between them and Toronto.
Well, the Nats are kind of banged up, right? There's reports that Bryce Harper is banged up,
Yep.
but he's denying it. And then, and
I'm just not sold on Dusty Baker, so I think I got to stay off of that one.
Yeah, I was actually leaning towards Pittsburgh and the under in that one.
And again, they have to put everything out there. They're still mathematically alive, even though that's not going to happen. But still, as long as that's a factor, that means they're going to throw everything but the kitchen sink out there.
Yeah.
You had a good call on Taillon early in the year.
Yeah, I think he's going to have a good start here. I think he. They're limiting his innings.
And Gonzalez has been struggling. Gio's been really on a downslide.
But his last start, he's still getting strikeouts, and I was leaning pretty strongly towards the first half
under. If he doesn't
under.
get support, they're hurting. And if Bryce Harper's going to be sitting,
Yeah.
knows?
So I don't know.
10-foot pole, baby.
Yeah. If I could get 5 on the first half under, I take it. But there's no 5
You know
available.
it's Friday. Are you ready for this weekend,
I am.
Pistol?
I definitely am. I've already crunched NFL completely, and I'm cranking through college football to hopefully give some picks on some totals.
I'm probably not going to have a shot at us watching a ball game.
No, definitely not. All right, that sounds good.
Happening, he says.
Mike Brenner, that's the Friday show. We'll be back later on this afternoon to take a look at the Saturday openers for tomorrow, Saturday 24th.
Hey guys, bet responsible.
Go to SBRodds.com. Browse, compare, and shop live odds available at top online sportsbooks.